Have you ever felt like there's more to your life than meets the eye? Like, perhaps, the path you're on isn't the only one you could be walking. Imagine, for a moment, that every choice you've ever made has created a ripple, spinning off into alternate realities where different versions of you exist, each one living a life that's both familiar and strange. What if those versions of you were trying to reach out, to guide you, to warn you, or maybe even to share a bit of their wisdom? The idea might sound like something straight out of a science fiction novel, but in the world of quantum physics and the multiverse theory, it's not just possible, it's happening. These 7 clues we're about to explore could be the key to understanding the eerie, often unsettling, moments when your alternate self is reaching out to you. They're not just random experiences, they're messages, subtle nudges from a reality parallel to your own. From the dreams that feel too real to the déjà vu that leaves you questioning your reality, each sign is a breadcrumb leading you to a greater understanding of your place in the multiverse. And once you start recognizing these signs, you'll see that the line between your world and these alternate realities is thinner than you ever imagined. So, as we dive into these unsettling clues, keep an open mind. What you're about to discover might just change the way you see your life, and all the other lives you could be living. Could it be that the answers you're seeking are already within your grasp, just waiting for you to tune into the right frequency? Let's find out. 1. Vivid and repetitive dreams. Imagine drifting into sleep, only to find yourself in a world that feels oddly familiar, yet undeniably different. These vivid and repetitive dreams, where you find yourself living another life, in an alternate reality, might just be more than your mind playing tricks on you. According to the multiverse theory, these dreams could be windows into parallel universes where another version of yourself exists. Each dream may represent a peek into an alternate reality, where your choices, surroundings, and even personality are slightly or vastly different. Ever woken up with that lingering feeling of déjà vu? It's almost as if you've been there before, in another life, another world. As you navigate through these dreamscapes, you might notice subtle differences that seem too distinct to be mere coincidence. Perhaps the house you live in has a different layout, or maybe the people you interact with speak in a language you've never learned but strangely understand. These experiences can be seen as your subconscious mind tuning into an alternate reality where these changes are the norm. Quantum physicists suggest that every decision you make might split the universe into different paths, creating parallel universes where different outcomes play out. Could it be that your dreams are bridging the gap between these realities? It's fascinating, isn't it? The idea that your nightly adventures could be more than just random images conjured by your brain. What if they're actually insights into your alternate self, living in another dimension? This connection with parallel versions of yourself might be a sign that your mind is attempting to communicate across these different realities. So, the next time you find yourself in one of these vivid dreams, pay attention. You might just be exploring a parallel universe, tapping into the experiences of your alternate self. 2. Synchronicities and strange coincidences. Ever had one of those moments where everything just clicks into place, almost as if the universe itself is conspiring in your favor? These synchronicities, those strange coincidences that are too precise to be mere chance, might actually be signs of something deeper. According to the multiverse theory, these moments could be the result of an alignment between different versions of yourself across parallel universes. Imagine it as a cosmic nudge, where different realities briefly synchronize, allowing you to experience a glimpse of your alternate reality. These instances often leave you with a feeling of wonder, as if you've just witnessed something extraordinary. For example, let's say you're thinking about an old friend you haven't spoken to in years, and moments later, they call you out of the blue. Or perhaps you're drawn to a book that ends up providing the exact guidance you need at that time. These events might seem random, but they could be the result of your parallel selves influencing each other, creating a ripple effect that spans across alternate realities. Some researchers believe that these synchronicities are not just coincidences but are meaningful patterns that connect us to our parallel universes, offering us clues about the paths we're meant to take. As you begin to notice these synchronicities more often, you might start to wonder if there's more to them than meets the eye. Could these strange coincidences be the universe's way of guiding you toward your true purpose, or perhaps a way for your alternate self to communicate with you? The next time you encounter such a moment, pause and reflect on its significance. It might just be a sign that you're in sync with your parallel self, aligning with the path that's meant for you. 3. Feeling of displacement. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where everything feels slightly off, as if the world around you isn't quite fitting together? This feeling of displacement, where reality seems just a bit skewed, might be more than just an odd moment. It could be a sign that you're momentarily tuning into a parallel version of yourself from another reality. According to multiverse theory, countless alternate realities exist simultaneously, and sometimes, our consciousness may slip between these dimensions. This sensation of being out of place could be your mind's way of recognizing that, for a brief moment, you're aligned with an alternate version of yourself, where things are just a little different. Imagine walking into a familiar room, but everything feels subtly wrong, the colors seem off, or the arrangement isn't quite how you remember it. These experiences might not just be tricks of the mind but rather glimpses into an alternate reality where these differences are the norm. Researchers studying the multiverse theory suggest that such feelings of displacement could occur when the boundaries between parallel universes become thin, allowing for a brief crossover. This can leave you with a sense of unease, as if you're living someone else's life, even if only for a moment. This sensation is often fleeting, leaving you with a lingering sense of disorientation. But instead of brushing it off as just an odd experience, consider the possibility that you're tuning into another version of yourself. It's like catching a radio station just on the edge of its frequency, clear enough to hear but distorted enough to feel alien. The next time you feel out of place, ask yourself, could this be a sign that your consciousness is aligning with an alternate reality, giving you a brief glimpse into the life of your parallel self? 4. Inexplicable skills and knowledge. Have you ever surprised yourself by suddenly knowing how to do something you've never learned or by understanding a concept without any prior study? These moments of inexplicable skills and knowledge might be more than just hidden talents, they could be hints of an exchange of information with a parallel version of yourself. In the realm of the multiverse theory, every decision creates a new reality, and within these alternate realities, your parallel selves might have acquired skills or knowledge that are different from your own. Sometimes, a connection between these realities allows this information to seep through, leaving you with abilities you can't quite explain. Consider the times when you've picked up a musical instrument for the first time and, against all odds, played it with surprising ease. Or perhaps you've encountered a subject that should be foreign to you, yet you understand it as if you've known it all your life. These experiences might be more than just coincidences, they could be the result of your consciousness tapping into the expertise of a parallel self. Some researchers suggest that this phenomenon is evidence of a deeper connection between parallel universes, where knowledge and skills can cross the boundaries between realities, enriching your current life with wisdom from another. It's a curious thing, isn't it? To think that your mind might be sharing resources with another version of you, living a different life in an alternate reality. This idea not only challenges our understanding of individuality but also opens up new possibilities for human potential. The next time you find yourself instinctively knowing how to do something you've never learned, consider the possibility that you're drawing on the knowledge of your parallel self, bridging the gap between realities in ways we're only beginning to understand. 5. Inexplicable déjà vu. There's something unsettling about déjà vu, the sensation that you've lived a moment before, even when it's entirely new. What if this eerie feeling is more than just a mental glitch? According to the multiverse theory, déjà vu could be a sign that you're experiencing an overlap with a parallel universe, where a version of yourself has already lived through that moment. In this scenario, the boundaries between alternate realities blur, allowing you to tap into the experiences of your parallel self. This fleeting glimpse into another reality might explain why certain situations feel so familiar, even when they shouldn't. Imagine walking down a street in a city you've never visited, yet every turn and every building seems familiar. Or perhaps you meet someone for the first time, but the conversation flows as if you've known them for years. These moments could be reflections of experiences from an alternate reality, where your parallel self has already encountered these people, places, and events. Some experts suggest that déjà vu is our mind's way of recognizing this overlap, giving us a brief window into a life we're living elsewhere in the multiverse. The next time you feel the grip of déjà vu, don't dismiss it as just a quirk of the brain. Instead, consider the possibility that you're momentarily aligned with another version of yourself, experiencing a moment that's already played out in a different reality. This concept adds a layer of depth to the mysterious sensation, turning it into a potential sign of our connection to parallel universes. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many other moments in our lives might be influenced by experiences from alternate realities? 6. Inexplicable behavioral changes. Have you ever found yourself adopting new habits, interests, or even altering your routine in ways that seem to come out of nowhere? These inexplicable behavioral changes might be more than just a shift in mood or circumstance. They could be signs of a deeper connection with a parallel version of yourself. According to the multiverse theory, alternate realities exist where different versions of you make different choices, leading to varied behaviors and lifestyles. Sometimes, the boundaries between these realities thin, allowing traits from your parallel self to seep into your current life, influencing your actions in ways that can feel both surprising and natural. Imagine suddenly developing a passion for a hobby you've never considered before, or finding yourself drawn to a type of food you've never particularly liked. These shifts might be subtle, but they can also be profound, changing the way you see the world and interact with it. Researchers exploring the concept of parallel universes suggest that these changes might be the result of an alignment with your parallel self, whose preferences and behaviors are slightly different from your own. It's as if your alternate self is subtly guiding you toward a new path, one that's more aligned with their reality. As you reflect on these changes, consider the possibility that you're not just evolving as a person, but that you're also integrating aspects of your parallel self into your life. This idea challenges the notion that our behaviors are solely the result of our environment and experiences in this reality. Instead, it suggests that we are constantly influenced by the myriad versions of ourselves that exist in the multiverse. The next time you notice a sudden shift in your habits or interests, ask yourself, could this be my parallel self reaching out, nudging me in a new direction? 7. Intuition. Have you ever had a gut feeling so strong that it defied logic, yet led you to the right decision? This powerful sense of intuition might be more than just your subconscious mind at work. It could be a form of communication from a parallel version of yourself. In the context of multiverse theory, your alternate selves might be living different lives, making different choices, and experiencing outcomes you haven't yet encountered. Sometimes, this intuition might be a nudge from one of these parallel versions, guiding you towards a path they've already walked, helping you avoid pitfalls or encouraging you to seize opportunities. Consider those moments when you just know something is right, even if you can't explain why. Perhaps you're considering a job offer, and despite all rational analysis, something inside tells you to take it, or not. This could be your parallel self, who has faced a similar situation in an alternate reality, steering you based on their experience. Researchers exploring the intersections of quantum physics and consciousness suggest that this inner voice could be the result of information crossing over from these alternate realities, where your parallel self has already learned the lessons you're about to encounter. The next time you feel that inner pull, that unexplainable certainty, consider it as more than just a hunch. It could be a sign that you're tuning into the wisdom of your parallel self, aligning with a reality where the best possible outcome has already been achieved. This connection to your alternate realities offers a fascinating perspective on how intuition works, turning what seems like a simple feeling into a profound link between parallel universes. It's intriguing to think that the guidance you receive might come from a version of yourself who has already walked the path ahead of you. As you've journeyed through these 7 clues, you might find yourself questioning the very nature of your reality. Could it be that these inexplicable experiences, those vivid dreams, strange coincidences, and gut feelings, are more than just quirks of the mind? Perhaps they're the keys to unlocking a deeper connection with your alternate selves, guiding you toward a path that's been laid out across the multiverse. But here's the real question: what will you do with this knowledge? Will you start paying closer attention to these signs, allowing them to lead you to the life you've always felt was just out of reach? Take a moment to reflect. Have you experienced any of these clues in your own life? How might your alternate selves be trying to communicate with you? By embracing this possibility, you might just open the door to a new level of understanding, one that transcends the limits of this reality. The power to change your life, and maybe even connect with those alternate realities, is in your hands. Are you ready to take that step? Subscribe to the channel and activate notifications so you don't miss out on more insights like these. Continue expanding your consciousness by watching the recommended video that you see on the screen right now.